Hello, my love. Here's a quick reading for you. This reading is timeless. I hope that this finds you well. This is specifically for YouTube, so let's see what comes through for you today. I know I haven't posted on YouTube in a little bit, but let's see what comes through. Source, God, energy, please deliver the messages. This beautiful person sitting in front of me, I call on Archangel Michael. Please return to sender any negative energy by thought, word, or action. All right, my love, let's see what comes through for you. And it's like kind of messy in this room. There's a lot of shuffling going on at the house right now. All right, what is coming through? There we go. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords here. Experiencing a lot of self-doubt, confusion. Understand that this is, you have free will, like, you know, so perspective is everything. Like, rejection is God's protection is what I'm hearing. I'm also hearing that, like, sometimes letting things go is really the best thing. I mean, you have free will, like, you can choose how you're going to feel about things, you know? So I understand, like, things feel really shitty, but also, like, you can turn that around, like, see the positive in every single circumstance, okay? The 4 of Earth. So this is telling me that you're trying to control a situation. Ooh, child, this is a little bit of a heavy message, isn't it? Okay, so just let go, you know, like, let go of wanting somebody to be a certain way, or let go of a certain situation going a certain way, okay? You also have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups is a really interesting energy, okay? This is somebody who's very trustworthy, somebody who's very compassionate, somebody who has a lot of understanding. However, isn't always very good at expressing those things, because they're like, well, I just like you should just know these things, you know. And I want you, let's practice expressing how we feel. Let's practice, like, saying I love you. Let's practice saying thank you, I appreciate you, I'm so grateful for you. Let's practice those things, okay? This will bring balance into your life, okay? And also will, like, I mean, people will like to hear those things around you, is what I'm getting, you know? What is this? Okay, you have the 7 of Wands in reverse. I feel like the word contentious keeps coming into my head all week. And I feel like whenever it comes to, like, certain, like, okay, I think with certain people, you are very contentious. Like, and maybe, yes, they have done some shit to you in the past. And maybe you are in a situation where you can't completely get away from these people. But understand, well, maybe, like, they're doing their best, like, you know, like I said, the King of Water, you know, the King of Cups, maybe it's not you that's the King of Cups, maybe it's them, you know, and they are just, like, while they are very compassionate, understanding, and trustworthy, maybe they are struggling to express themselves because they're just kind of like, well, I just am. So they struggle with that. And they do make you feel, like, constantly attacked. But I wonder, is that your perspective? You know, like, maybe you need to let some things go. Okay, it's a lot of cards. All right. The Queen of Water in reverse, success. You have the Sun, Justice in reverse, and then the 2 of Swords in the upright. Okay, so what I'm getting from this, again, like, it just kind of depends on where you're at. Like, the energies are really, like, muddy, I guess you could say. Like, it just kind of depends on where you're resonating on this, babe. So, like, if you are the one that's feeling contentious towards somebody, maybe you're the one that needs to let it go. Or maybe if you're the one that's, like, you know, not expressing, hey, I'm really sorry that I said those things, can we please try again? You know, maybe that's something that you need to say. But the other person on the other end is feeling like, well, I just want to be able to talk about it. I don't want to like sweep things under the rug. Does that make sense? Like, but if you're not talking about these things, you can't have success in a relationship. Okay? You can't. It's just not possible. Like, this, I feel like, might be a karmic relationship. It could be a family member. It could be a romantic partner. It could be a coworker. This could be any kind of relationship. And I'm getting like things were said, things were done. And then they said that they were sorry to somebody else, but not to you. And you're like, why aren't they just talking to me about it? You know? I wish they would just talk to me about it. So it's left you really bitter, or left one party very bitter, and the other person is literally like groveling at their feet. And you're like, can you just like get up and just talk about this? Instead of like trying to just make things better by overcompensating. So there is a decision to be made here. You can leave this, the obvious thing is to talk about it. And if you can't talk about it, I mean, here's the two of swords. Like, there's a decision to be made here, right? So talk about it or leave it in the past. You got to walk away. And I'm kind of getting that you're leaning towards walking away. I'm looking for this deck here. Because I'm getting that this isn't the first time that this has ever happened. I'm getting that you're just like, I'm tired of this, you know? Understandably, I get it. I totally get it. Okay, so I have this new deck. I honestly don't even really know what it's called, but it fell off of the shelf at the store. It's called I Am One Tarot. Okay. And the way that I have realized that you use this, and I want to start using this more with you guys, is that these are affirmations for what we are going through, what we want to become. Like, so, you know, if you don't love yourself, the card like I am love will come out, you know, or if you don't feel like a success or successful, the card I am success will come through. Okay. So let's see what comes out in this situation, in this energy. I am love and forgiveness. What did I tell you guys? This deck is amazing. This deck is crazy cool. So just focus in on love and forgiveness in this situation. And if you need to forgive yourself, if you need to forgive them, if you need to walk away, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do that with love. And you always need to be leading with love. Let me just pull one of these here. These are the affirmators. My unicorn, my bunny riding a unicorn. I got these at Target. These are mainstream. Let's see, source God energy, please living messages. If you're ever interested in these decks, I just want to tell you guys what I'm using. And the first deck I used was called the Guardian Angel Messages. It's a tarot deck. There's a lot that came out. Okay, I'm just going to take the top one here. This one says engagement, which is kind of like a little offbeat for this, but let's read it. It says, today I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. Okay, it makes sense. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very best, I'll have a day that is slightly more interesting than average. And at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. Okay, so I just feel like with this current energy of, you know, this relationship and needing to love and forgive yourself and the other person, deciding to either mend the relationship or move forward. And again, your feelings are nobody's business unless you make them somebody else's business. So if you're feeling a certain way and you're expecting somebody to mend a relationship because they should just know, That doesn't work. You have to talk about it, okay? Unless you don't want to mend the relationship, you know, so then you need to move on. And I feel like that's kind of your answer for what you need to do. But take an active role. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's the message here, is that like, just take an active role in what's happening. Because you're just kind of like not really doing anything. All right, my love. Those are your messages. I love you. Have a great day.